Hey, I'm Beardmon. I'm here with Wings.
Hello.
And today we're going to play... Sorry, I didn't mean to shout you down.
The what?
Sorry, I didn't mean to shout you down.
It's alright.
Do you want to hug it out?
No.
Okay.
Not on the internet.
And we're going to play the Stanley Parable. It's a mod for the Source engine. I've played it before. Jason hasn't, so I'm going to let Jane... You've never played this?
I've never played hardly any. I've played free PC games.
I'll let you play
Nice.
this. It's good fun. The controls are simple.
Is it tough, like?
Do not skip. Let's watch this.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I've seen this.
Stanley worked
Yost
for a company
has
in
to
a
play
big
this.
building where he was employee number 427. Employee number
What, all the
427's
options, the
job
whole
was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor next to his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month
I'll play it
of
still.
every year.
But
And although others might have
Like
considered
2
it
minutes.
soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Ha ha! He was.
happy Stanley.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
He
God.
Something
masturbated
that would
furiously.
forever change Stanley.
Santi's Roadshow.
Something he would never quit. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized
he
that
had not one snort
single
of cocaine.
order had arrived on a monitor for him to follow.
This is very peculiar.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Hi!
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Is it me?
Something was very clearly wrong.
Oh, yeah.
This is you.
Shocked,
This is you.
frozen solid,
This is all.
Stanley found
It's all
himself
you. It's all
unable
on
to
you.
move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and walked out into the hallway.
Da, 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 da.
Do-do-do-do.
Oh, it's a bit sensitive.
Stanley decided to go to the staff lounge to check on his co-workers.
Hello.
He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed
Picture of
support
a
and
door.
guidance from others. So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Bane. Oh, no.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, you know your lefts from your right. So you went to
Yeah.
school. Nice one.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I always tell by the left, the L shape. Coming up.
How far is the staff then, do you know? Oh,
Just here.
As Stanley entered the
Can you
lounge,
make me a bacon sandwich?
he was horrified to
Alright.
find not a single person here. He decided he would
It's a
walk up to
picture.
see his boss,
Okay.
hoping that he would find an answer there.
jeez.
To find an answer there.
This is
sensual.
tense.
This is very tense. Hello?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
Yeah.
boss's office.
You're a man that follows the rule.
See what the... I want to find out what's going on.
Hello?
Hello.
Entering his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover
remember the
not an
code?
indication of any human life. It was at this point that he began to feel dizzy and a little sick,
Should we
and
listen to all
even
the
thought he
things
might pass out, when suddenly he noticed a keypad next to the filing cabinet in the corner of his boss's office.
He
Space
thumped
Stanley
his
had never
head
seen
furiously
this
into the
panel before,
keypad.
I can't
and had
tell.
no idea what combination of numbers would produce any result. In fact, only Stanley's boss knew this, since the panel withheld access to the boss's greatest, darkest secret. And so he had
That
assigned
he was
the
a
keypad
transsexual
a
man
combination
named
that
Clive.
only he could possibly know. The number of his freshman dorm number in college. 1957.
2,
But of
1,
course,
11,
Stanley couldn't possibly have known
1,
this.
3, 2,
I
9,
am.
9, 2, 3.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random
My
buttons on the
short-term memory
keypad,
is incredible.
Stanley happened to
Where
input
am
the
I?
correct code by sheer luck.
Amazing.
Stanley ventured forth into the newly opened passageway.
And he knew from that moment onwards
As
he
he
was a
grew deeper into
homosexual.
the bowels of the building, Stanley had no idea where he was or what this place held. And just as he began to think he might not discover a thing, he emerged into a long room to find
Penis!
Many
and
penises.
rows of monitors.
Penises.
Oh no.
Screens with a number above it.
And a penis along.
Stanley noticed, however, that these were not random numbers, but the number of employees who worked in the building. his co-workers.
I can't
Even
remember
his
my
own
Do you have
number.
a number at your
427
job at Asda?
had a place on the
No.
wall.
I have a number.
But why
Mine's
is set
18.
up so elaborate, he asked.
I
Was
don't
it
remember. It's
surveillance
about
or
10
something
digits long.
even more?
I can't remember.
As
what
if
it
in
is.
answer to his question, the wall slid open before him,
Dun,
revealing
dun,
the
dun.
ultimate truth of the situation.
Oh my god.
That his
An
name is really
enormous
Catherine.
control panel
That's a
Stanley
very advanced
discovered,
photocopy.
but not one that controlled simple machinery. Buttons were labelled with
I never
emotions.
got the point of these bits on
Happy,
those little
sad,
spidery legs.
Levers and
they
knobs
hold
controlled
up
actions.
something.
Walking,
No, they don't hold up
eating,
anything. What are they there
doing
for?
work, or watching TV.
There's no reason.
Every input on this device monitored not the functions of a machine, but of a human being.
Yes.
The reality began
Oh
to
my
sink in.
god.
Buttons for everyone.
Stanley, like so many other people, reduced
Lights.
to images on a monitor, had been under someone's control, always at the mercy of this machine. Could this have been the only reason employee number 427 was
Doing this now,
content
Joe.
with his boring job? That a machine had altered his emotions to accept it blindly?
Maybe.
He began to feel an unbridled rage, and at the peak of his anger, something happened.
He
A
ripped
spark.
off his clothes and
Stanley looked up and saw the generator overhead, still providing some small amount of power to the machine.
small amount of power. There's been lightning bolts going off.
And knowing that this generator was all that kept the controls running, Stanley moved to the ladder in the back of the room and began to climb towards the rafters.
Sensually. Is that a phrase? A word?
He grabbed the pole in between his hands.
He rubbed
and
the pole.
stroked the cross pole.
The higher Stanley climbed,
He rubbed the
the
steps
closer
with
he
his feet.
felt to freedom, the further from enslavement.
Oh,
Good shout there. What have you done? Oh. You walked through that.
I'm just.
Disable generator. So that isn't obvious. Yes. Do as you're told, bitch.
I didn't know how to do this. Everyone was around.
Oh, Stanley,
Oh no.
you didn't just activate the controls,
You
did
said
you?
that a bit sexually. Oh,
After it kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control? Stanley.
Yeah?
Stanley. I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were meant to let it go, turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do better than that.
Oh, Stanley.
I'm afraid you don't have nearly
What
the
are you
power
wearing,
you think you
Stanley?
have. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized that he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh no.
In the event
What
that this
you
machine
like
is
that?
activated
Fuck's
without
sake.
proper
Can't help
DNA
got loud.
identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Oh bugger.
How long until detonation then? Oh, let's make it say, 2 minutes.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Now,
Do I get out of
this is
here?
making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Let's go to
Go
sleep.
ahead. Play with those controls all you like. The real controls are where I'm sitting. Did you really ever believe
Do you reckon he sat there with just his trousers just
Did
all
you not
the way
think I
down?
knew
Just
what I
all
was
the way
doing?
The
down.
box of tissue.
When I erased your
I'm going to watch the
co-workers and turned off
Titanic.
the machine,
Oh,
I was offering to
I'll
make
be
you
right
Look around and do as I say.
do I need to go that door or am I, do I need to be
I've
down
run
there?
this story many times,
You
and I
need to
don't
die.
always
That's
set
all
you
you
free.
need to do.
Sometimes you just sit there, day after day after day, doing your job forever, and then dying alone. But when I actually give you the freedom to control your own actions, it's not enough. I let you go, and you trapped yourself just the same. You just weren't made to handle this sort of responsibility, I'm afraid. But you know what you were made for? Pushing buttons. You get it now? Now I'm enjoying it. Tell you what, I'll throw some extra time on the clock just because I'm having so much fun.
He's loving this.
There we go. You see, I want to watch you for every long second you try to puzzle this out. After all,
That is
it should
getting
make
off on
sense,
this like
right?
everybody's
The
business.
timer, the
I want to
nuclear
watch you
detonation,
every
the
second.
mysterious facility, it's all here. This is a video game.
Oh shit.
Except for one thing there, hero. You've got no weapon, no vehicle. You don't even know where you're going.
No.
When you saw that timer, you just instinctively started trying to find an exit, didn't you?
Yeah.
In fact, I bet you're still looking for a way out.
Yeah.
I bet you're clicking on everything in this room, trying to open doors or vents or something and solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
As though this game has a solution, as though it can be won. That timer is not a catalyst to
He's
keep
really
things
pissed.
moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
Oh my god.
It's the moment when the hero realizes that despite his best efforts, he is powerless to his environment. And then he lets go. He surrenders. And he dies. 30 seconds, Stanley. 30 seconds. Until a boom.
And then the menu.
No ending to this story, just you die. I suppose you could have gotten an actual ending if you played along, but that just wouldn't have been your style.
Sounds a bit like David Attenborough.
Instead,
Is this how David Attenborough reacts when he's watching the live? He's like, oh, I knew you were going to do that, yes.
But you won't be
You
alone.
furry bastard.
I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here to watch every second of your inevitable life.
Try the other switch.
Time
Just
fading until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Oh. Oh, it's a cylinder.
You got your ass kicked, mate.
Is there a way to win?
Yeah, I'll show you a way to win.
Win.
I'll show you how you do this, right? Just leave it. Oh.
This is the
Get in there,
story
come
of a
on.
man
We're
named
friends.
Stanley.
Good friends.
Stanley worked for a company.
Help me.
Skip that shit. Right, okay.
Stanley
You can't
decided to
jump.
go to the Star
Yeah.
Farm.
Let me turn the volume
That's
down.
what annoys me.
Let's turn that volume down. That's getting really loud,
To
Joe.
check on his co-workers.
Check.
He never functioned
So you just got to do the opposite of what he tells you. Then you
well
win.
by himself and constantly
Can't jump. I find that the most
supported
frustrating
guidance
thing.
from others.
That's how I move around my office. Just leave me away, just down the road.
Bunny hopping.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Fuck
open
you, ugly
This
bitches!
was not the correct way to the employee lounge, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Whoop,
well.
didn't see that one coming.
So he turned left at the first open door
Nope.
and walked back in the right
Nope,
direction.
nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Booger!
Maybe this is why
Booger! Oh yeah,
no one wanted to be
booger!
around someone as bad at listening as him. And since he was walking into the
Booger.
middle of nowhere and thus ruining
Booger
the
King.
entire story, Stanley decided that he would punish himself.
By
So when
flagellating
he came to the
himself.
elevator and the doors opened,
Yes.
he stepped inside and pushed the button to,
To
go,
go
up.
up.
It's like a whole new story.
Yeah.
Like Twilight.
Up we go. Up we go. Bye, guys.
You're not alone in the elevator, there's ninjas. Wow. Da 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 da.
You'll never see this coming.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Ooh.
This looks totally safe.
It's like Half-Life 2. Bit.
Yeah, this is Rip Strap.
You're Gordon
It
Freeman, what are you
almost
doing in
occurred to
here?
Stanley that he had actually gone and stepped into this metal trap.
Trap?
After all, it should have been no surprise that this thing would lead him to his death. But he thought to himself, this is simply the price to pay for ruining a perfectly good story. So he resigned and willingly accepted his fate, the inevitable end toward which he had spent so long stumbling.
Oh well.
Stanley.
This feels about like the Portal as well, doesn't it? First
Yeah.
Portal. You go in the fire, like, oh shit.
You idiot.
Hi, guys! Ooh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator as he sent his subject down the conveyor belt
Shut up, bitch.
and into the enormous metal jaws.
Come on.
In a
Where's that
single
chick
visceral
now?
instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Well, that sucks.
Well, that was fun. Yep. It's my weekends usually.
We can rebuild him.
Do we have the technology?
We have the technology to
Okay,
rebuild
right.
him.
That's good. I'm glad we did.
It's a shame then that for all
The
his
game
work,
just breaks
it was
it.
such a meaningless victory
Why?
for the
Why
narrator.
is this here?
Did he really
Hello?
think he would accomplish anything by
Oh, we lost.
murdering this disposable vessel?
Give me or cookies. What is that? An oven?
It's a big fridge.
That's a big, and that's an oven, I guess.
Yeah.
That's like industrial, like.
Yeah. There's a freezer guy.
Let me just rub my tackle on there.
Yeah, the next person who uses that, your tackle.
Again, I don't get what is the point of the.
Is this going to grab or like hold a.
They're not holding anything.
I don't know.
They're nuts.
Let's not ponder on it too long.
Okay. Hurt myself.
Ooh,
a button.
valve. That don't work.
Every possible choice Stanley could make had been designed for him long before he ever set foot here.
I'm not really gonna
The narrator wanted to kill him. Stanley was already dead.
I think this.
from
I
the
don't think you're meant to
moment
get
he
in
did
this. I think
start.
that's glitched out.
Oh. Can you not get out? No clip. Is that a thing? That was fun.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this
Yes.
video. Like and subscribe.